Okay, hi, my name is Sean Callaghy, and I'm at Dr. Yu's clinic, and it's February 26, 2011. And I just wanted to give a little recap on my experience here. Well, first of all, I'm an attorney. I work with healthcare providers. I'm from New Jersey, the United States, and I had a tremendous amount of doubt prior to coming here. And I guess my doubt was based on the fact that I have retinitis pigmentosa, and that's a condition that all medical science tells you that there's no help. My grandfather had the condition, my aunt has the condition, my great-uncle had the condition, and I had a very close relationship with my grandfather, and I watched him struggle with so many attempts at alternative cures throughout his life. He took incredibly high doses of vitamin A, he did many different things, and no matter what he did, he was really unable to stop the progression. And one of the great prayers that we had in our family and hopes was that someday, somehow, there would be a cure and he would end up being able to see again. Well, unfortunately, my grandfather died about 10 years ago, and he was never able to fulfill that dream, but one of his hopes and cares for me was that I would be able to fulfill that dream. So, in my life, you know, I've been very fortunate that my family was open to alternative solutions to RP, and they gave me supplements from a young age. So I had a far less progressed presentation of RP than my grandfather certainly did, and most people that I had ever known have RP. So I was able to play college sports, but one of the hopes I had was to be a professional athlete, and that dream kind of came to a crashing halt because of the RP and some challenges that started to really manifest in my early 20s. My vision has steadily declined from my teen years, and I'm 41 now, through really until about a week ago. And I saw questions come in as to whether I should be continuing to drive. My peripheral field kept closing. I think a term that we've come up with is a donut, really, where it had some view on the periphery, central, but then larger and larger circles of vision really disappearing on me. And so I came out here with a heavy heart because I guess one of the great challenges for me was, what if I come out here and I do this and it doesn't work? And how's that going to feel? And how difficult will it be to go back? Because sometimes I guess in life, when you reach out and you try your dream and you either get it and it's not what you hope, or you don't get it, it's a very difficult place to be with. And I had, because it's such a slow progression, mentally and emotionally, I had adjusted to that being the norm, that slow progression, and really had avoided a lot of the care. But it's come to a point when I really had to do something about it because my driving vision is becoming more and more compromised. So that brings me out to Dr. Yu. I had a very high degree of skepticism coming out, although he seemed like a very genuine and good person. So I decided, hey, here we go. So what Dr. Yu told me was that I would see some changes in the first trip. So I was really hoping and banking on that. And then when I got out here, I think one of the things that struck me at first were how many of the people that were here had been coming here for a long period of time. And I was really surprised by the fact that virtually everybody here had RP. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to come to the clinic, and I knew it was something he dabbled in, but I realized that this is the core, not the core, this is what drives Dr. Yu and his career and his life and his patients. So everybody here had RP, and I had never been in a place where everybody had RP before. I don't really belong to any organizations of people with blindness issues. So here I was, and immediately felt comfortable, and I felt at home. And he was just such a great, genuine person. His wife works in the office, and he just had such a wonderful feel when you're here at the outset. So initially I did some testing on my peripheral fields. I did some testing on my central vision, and before I did any of the treatments. And by the end of the first day, I had some significant improvement in my peripherals by the testing that we had done. There were areas where I couldn't see certain things, and then I could. I mean, there's nothing you could argue about. There's dots on the wall. I couldn't see things that were in a certain spot, and then I could see things, in a visual field type test. So that was very, very encouraging. And throughout the week, I went through all my treatments. I did my thing. I met wonderful people, made new friends, had people that were contacts to go home. But on today, the last day, I did, again, the visual field, and I had these improvements. And I did my central vision test on an eye chart, traditional eye chart, and I improved by 1.5 lines on the eye chart. So for me, factually, there is no question that in 1 week out here, I've improved I'm an attorney. I represent healthcare providers. I'm skeptical by nature. I deal with fraud cases and sue people who have committed fraud, so I see fraud and nonsense every day of my life. I'm not somebody who's sitting hoping for woo-woo, magic cure somewhere. There's no question that I will continue to come back to Dr. Yu. I'm going to be back in 3 months. I'm back in 3 months after that. I'm going to follow my treatment protocol because this works. And what I would simply say to people, and Dr. Yu did not ask me to do this. He's not paying me to do this. I offered to do it the very first day. I said, Doc, I'd love to do a video for you if this works. If things work, I love to communicate about that and share it with other people. I would say this, you're crazy if you don't come here. You're absolutely out of your mind if you don't come here. And the very simple reason for saying that is there's no other cure that's out there. Every person who's been here has been here that I've met has been here for a significant period of time, and they're all coming back. And these aren't people who are, again, living in some la-la land. These are, I've met an optometrist here. I've met other people in engineering. I've met just wonderful, intelligent, highly educated people, all of whom are skeptical, all of whom want to find reasons not to come, originally, all of whom would love to not come anymore and say it doesn't work, but they all keep coming because it does work. So I say thank you to Dr. Yu. I say thank you to all the people that I met here. And I truly hope that you watch this, that you spread this, this tape, this video out there to other people, because the earlier you get here, from what Dr. Yu is sharing with me, and I'm again less progressed than most, the better it is for you. And I really believe that people can't wait another day, and that's why I rushed out here. That I would share with anybody who would talk to me. You can certainly contact me through Dr. Yu's office if you want to. I'll be happy to share any information I can and talk to you more and be a reference for Dr. Yu and what you can expect to experience out here. And on top of it all, I've had a wonderful time in Vancouver. It's a beautiful city. So you go for treatment during the morning, you come for a treatment during the early afternoon, and then you have some of the rest of your day to enjoy yourself in Vancouver. I couldn't think of a better spot to do it. So thank you, Dr. Yu, and look forward to hopefully meeting you one day at Dr. Yu's clinic.